Hey there, my name is Megan and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the reread, rewrite, or burn game. So if you have never seen or heard of this game before, you choose a bunch of different books, you put them all in a jar, you choose 3 of them, and then you decide which one you would reread, rewrite, or burn. So when I originally chose the books for the jar, I only chose books that I rated 4 or 5 stars, which means that I really liked them to make it kind of difficult. Obviously, if I put books that I hated, then it would be easy to say, oh, I would burn those. See, these are all books that are some of my favorites. So I'm excited to play this, but before we go ahead and get on into the game, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as well as the little bell icon so you can be notified every time I post new bookish content. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, and sometimes other days throughout the week. Also, you can check down in the description box for links to all of my social media, my Buddy Read Discord, and my Patreon, where you can be entered into winning book giveaways. Okay, let's pick our first 3. We have The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. That's an adult contemporary. We have Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. Love Skyward. And we have Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Okay, I think I'm going to burn Ready Player One. I liked Ready Player One. I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was a lot of fun, but I feel like parts of it were incredibly slow. And I got some of the 80s references, but not all of them, especially those surrounding like video games I didn't get. But I liked Ready Player One. It's sad, but I'm going to burn Ready Player One. I think I'm going to reread Skyward because I absolutely love Skyward. I love Spensa, I love the world, I love Mbot, I love just everything about it. So I would definitely reread Skyward, go to my happy place. And I think I'm going to rewrite The Simple Wild, and the only part I'm going to rewrite is how Jonah originally treated our main character. He was a complete and utter jerk to her, and I really, for a long time, couldn't get on board with their relationship because of how he treated her, so I would rewrite that. Okay, round 2. We have The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, The Fellowship of the Ring, oh goodness, and Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. Oh my gosh. Oh, yikes. Oh my god, that's really hard. Okay, I think I'm going to burn The Cruel Prince. I always call him The Cool Prince. He's definitely not a cool prince. The Cruel Prince. I really enjoyed the book. I thought it was good, but nothing about it like absolutely wowed me. So I'm going to burn The Cruel Prince. And I think I'm going to rewrite The Fellowship of the Ring. And the only thing I'm going to rewrite is how overly descriptive Tolkien can sometimes be, especially when it comes to like landscapes. Like he can spend 3 pages talking about a rock. So part of this book and their like quest through the wilderness was really dense and boring, so I would rewrite this. And then I'm going to reread Brave New World by Aldous Huxley because I feel like it's been way too long since I've read that book and I definitely need a refresher. I really don't remember much about it, and I think if I read it now, I would kind of maybe see some parallels with our current world, so maybe I'll do that this year. Maybe I'll give this one a reread. So, rereading Brave New World. All right, let's see what we have for round 3. We have The Time Machine by H.G. Wells, Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young, and Uprooted by Naomi Novik. Oh, this is an easy one. I definitely know this one. So I'm going to burn The Time Machine. It's definitely my least favorite of the H.G. Wells novels that I've read. It was still good, but I don't know, something about it just didn't click with me, so I'm going to burn that one. I'm going to rewrite Uprooted, and there's only a couple parts that I would rewrite. So there was a scene towards the end that has to do with like this dark forest and kind of explain some of the magic, and I found it super vague and confusing. And I would also rewrite how the main male protagonist, the dragon, treated Agnieszka, our main character, because I'm sorry, he was a jerk to her for a lot of that book, and I just really didn't like it, so I would change that. And then I would definitely reread Sky in the Deep. This is a Viking-inspired YA fantasy that was so much fun. I loved it, and for such a short, fast-paced book, it really like hit me in the heart. So definitely would reread Sky in the Deep. All right, we are on round 4. We have Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, We have Vicious by V.E. Schwab. And we have Foundryside by Robert Jackson Bennett. Oh goodness. This is a hard one. Okay, well, I think I'm going to burn Foundryside. I read the first 2 books in the Founder series by Robert Jackson Bennett and I liked them, but they just didn't like stick with me as an all-time favorite. And I'm going to, oh my gosh, reread Vicious, just because when I first read it, I felt like I didn't connect to it as much as I could have, because when I read Vengeful, I definitely connected with Vengeful. I loved it so much, and I feel like I could give Vicious another reread to kind of see if I love it as much as Vengeful. I love Victor. He's one of my favorite characters, even Eli and just all the characters. Like, I absolutely love them. So rereading Vicious. And then I guess I'll rewrite Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. The only excuse I can give is to maybe write a modern version. A lot of people struggle with the dry writing of that time period, as well as words that are more antiquated and not used as much, so maybe just modernize it. I personally love the story. It's one of my favorite Gothic classics, but I can see why it would need to be rewritten. We only have 2 rounds left, so let's see what we got. We have Hyperion by Dan Simmons. We have The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson, oh my. And we have, oh, Blood Song by Anthony Ryan, oh my. That is a hard one, oh my god. These are all 5-star reads for me and some of my favorites. I don't even know. Whichever one I decide to burn, like, I'm gonna feel a pain in my heart. Okay, Sanderson fans, do not hate me, but I'm going to burn The Way of Kings. Oh god, I can hear it in the comments now. Only because he has so many other books out that are so good. He has the entire Mistborn trilogy, he has Warbreaker, he has Skyward. Like, that man has a ton of books. He can stand to lose Way of Kings. Then I'm going to rewrite Bloodsong, and I think I would just say to kind of condense the story. It was very dense, it was very long, maybe just take out some of those erroneous details. And then I'm going to reread Hyperion, only because I feel like there are some details within each character's individual story that I might have missed, and I would really like to give it a reread to see if I picked up on those nuances. Alrighty, we have our next round, which is The Lies of Locke Lamora, The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware, and The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to burn The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. While I loved The Turn of the Key, I thought it was an awesome thriller, kept me on the edge of my seat. I didn't know if what was going on was in the character's head or if it was paranormal or if someone was messing with her. It was really good. I feel like thrillers are kind of those books that you can only read once, just because the shock value, once it's gone, it's gone. So I'm gonna burn The Turn of the Key. Then I'm going to reread The Lies of Locke Lamora. I am doing that in July, so already doing that. And I'm going to rewrite The Handmaid's Tale. One of the things I don't like about Margaret Atwood's books, I've only read The Handmaid's Tale and The Testaments, is that her endings aren't really conclusive. Like, she gives you an ending, but a lot of it is left to be inferred by the reader instead of her just telling you what has happened. And that's what bugged me the most about the first book, and then it happened again in the second book. And I also found the first book to be fairly boring. I mean, Alfred's life was extremely boring, so I guess that made sense. The second book was a bit better. So I would kind of just take away some of the boringness of The Handmaid's Tale and also maybe change the ending up a little bit. So I would rewrite The Handmaid's Tale. Alright guys, so that is it for the reread, rewrite, or burn game. Let me know in the comments some of the answers to these prompts if you had to choose between the 3 books I picked, or if you have done this game, and I will see you all soon in another video. Goodbye!